Well, Tony Palmer, good morning to you from New Zealand. Good afternoon to you in Great Britain. What's the feeling in the Kiwi camp? Are these lads all rearing to go and real confident of winning this first Test match?
Armchair experts are picking the Kiwis. There is the Great Britain side. Mick Burke, very experienced fullback. There's Drummond and Gary Schofield with Ellery Hanley and Joe Lydon, the halfbacks. The standoff, Tony Myler. Derek Fox is the halfback. Not a very big pack. The New Zealand side with James Luluai having moved back to fullback. Dean Bell and Dane O'Hara the wings. Gary Proman, Fred Arcoy in the centres. Olsen Filipina at standoff. Clayton Friend the halfback. Kurt and Dane Sorensen the props. Howie Tamati the hooker. Mark Graham is the captain in the second row. Owen Wright with him, and Hugh McGann the loose forward. Two very experienced substitutes as well in Gary Kemble and Kevin Tamati. And you'll notice that this Great Britain side is not wearing the colours that Great Britain have worn in recent years. They've gone back to the traditions of the 30s with the blue shorts instead of white and blue socks with the red tops. Kurt Sorensen playing at number 8 today with brother Dane Sorensen at number 10, the two props. Absolute perfectionists, the Sorensen brothers. They have been a source of encouragement along with Mark Graham to the rest of the team, those less experienced. Referee Barry Gummersall from Australia. Dean Bell running it up for the Kiwis. First touch of the ball. Expect the Kiwis to play it fairly tight initially. Howie Tamati, Clayton Friend, Olsen Filipina. To McGann. Late charge on McGann. Mick Burke has it for Great Britain. A little bit of a kicking duel. Straight back to McGann again. And putting it back for Mick Burke, but Joe Lydon has it. Lydon tackled by Wright and Mark Graham. Penalty for offside.
Yeah, Howie Tamati was just caught there offside. The referee's really quick on that.
So it will be Lee Crooks for the line. That's not a bad kick. A good 20 metres made. And the Kiwis in a defensive position. It's not an enormous crowd here at Headingley, but the atmosphere is electric. Watkinson, Fox to Crooks, dummying to Fieldhouse.
The Kiwis are going to have to work hard here on defence. The English look pretty good at the moment.
Crooks. Kiwis just talking to Graham Lowe before the match, intending to settle down, give everybody a touch of the ball.
Great tackle there by Arcoy.
Harry Pinner. Just getting past Kurt Sorensen, but caught by Wright. Watkinson waiting. Crooks. He's had an enormous season in Sydney. Harry Pinner with a yard to move in. Fieldhouse almost given a gap. And Great Britain right on attack now. Pinner with the bomb. James Luluai in a bit of a mix-up, and that's a try for Great Britain.
He's given them a try, but I think it was a knock-on.
Well, a real mix-up between Hugh McGann and James Luluai under that high ball. Early blood for Great Britain. Now that's a mistake that may cost them in the end. It was a good bomb, and you've got to be accurate with bombs at this ground in particular. The dead ball line very, very narrow. Coming out this time, Harry Pinner puts up the bomb in good position, and going back was Hugh McGann jumping up under it. James Luluai jumping at the same time and whipping down with the try. Ian Potter, his first try for Great Britain. Mick Burke with the conversion, and it's there. So Great Britain out to a 6-0 lead already. Restart. Olsen Filipina placing the ball. Kick very deep. Pinner gives it to Lydon. Lydon kicks it. Luluai. Just showing that he can beat a man. A good early run for him. Sorensen. Bell. Friend. Filipina. Dane Sorensen. Hard tackling from Great Britain early on. Friend. Little double round with Howie Tamati to right, to McGann, to Arcoy. Arcoy looking to get the pass up. Tamati. Leighton Friend. Filipina. Over the top, a little bit of a dangerous pass that time to Gary Prome, and they've lost possession as a result.
That was bad play there by the Kiwis.
Des Drummond came up with it for Great Britain. Fieldhouse runs it up. Pinner. Harry Pinner being used as the organiser. He is the captain of Great Britain and a very clever ball distributor.
New Zealand's just going to have to settle down and just play their own game instead of Great Britain getting on top.
They've been unsettled early on. 6-4 they're down. Pinner.
Yeah, that was a blatant shepherd there by Pinner. Now New Zealand's going to have to kick the ball down and get there and just settle down and hold it for 6 tackles.
Seems that they've got away with this a lot with English referees, the shepherding. Barry Gummersall is obviously not going to stand for the same thing.
No, Barry won't stand for that at all. That was a good kick by him.
Barry Gummersall, the Australian referee who refereed the State of Origin matches, was accused of allowing the punch-ups to go far too long. But very, very clever with offside rulings and forward passes and stuff. Stays in touch with the game. Tamati waiting. McGann. Right. Tamati. Mark Graham. Mark Graham. Oh, gets the pass away nicely. Arcoy.
That was excellent work there by Mark Graham. Stood up in the tackle and got the ball away well.
Kurt Sorensen. And the Kiwis now with their first attacking opportunity in the game. Dane Sorensen. Dane and Kurt Sorensen will be the workhorses, the two props. Clayton Friend with the bomb, and it might have gone too far. Hugh McGann up underneath it, but knocking it back.
Kiwis looked a bit better there. They're starting to settle down now.
I think, Rom, when they get their act together and start putting the passes together, they certainly look the better of the two sides. They have more penetration, particularly with the second rowers.
Yes, especially Mark Graham there. He's looking very sharp there at the moment.
Oh, nice little pass from Harry Pinner to Crooks. Crooks putting Gary Schofield into a gap. And the Kiwis running back on defence now. Hanley flicks it up to Fox. Pinner. Lydon. Lydon knocks it on. Well, Great Britain looked very, very dangerous indeed, given a couple of yards.
Yes, Great Britain looked very sharp there. New Zealand's going to have to get back in defence quicker than that.
Harry Pinner is obviously being their playmaker at the moment.
Harry Pinner's looking very good at the moment.
Clayton Friend to feed the scrum, just looking at the replay of that. Pinner flicking that pass out over the top of Myler to Joe Lydon, but Lydon couldn't hold it and knocked it on. So the scrum goes down, well into Kiwi territory. Kiwi possession. Dean Bell. Penalty to the Kiwis. Owen Wright looking for the mark to put it out. It's a good kick from Wright and puts the Kiwis up on attack again.
New Zealand's got to keep Great Britain pinned in their own half now. Now they're in there, got to stay there.
Right. Hugh McGann coming through on the angle, but didn't take the pass. Dane Sorensen. Kiwis looking to set something up now. Kurt Sorensen standing wide, but it's going the other direction. Mark Graham. Mark Graham busting through that first tackle with consummate ease. 2 runs, 2 broken tackles. Friend, Filipina. Filipina finding a gap. Dummying and going back the other way.
Nice dummy by Elson Filipina then.
Graham out wide to Prome, and right on the wing is Dane O'Hara, and he's in the corner.
Good try, O'Hara. Great try. Good pass from Gary Prome. That's better work from the Kiwis.
Well, everything has pointed to this game being a high-scoring one. 2 superbly skilled sides, very, very fast men on both sides. A lot of pace, a lot of ball skills, and a very hard ground to work on. A nicely set up try. Looking at it this time, came from Tamati to Mark Graham. Mark Graham flicking that pass out to Gary Prome very, very quickly indeed. Dane O'Hara running through it, good pace, and just had to get through in the corner. A good try.
That's what you call a good winger's try. Dane O'Hara stuck right to the line and went straight over in the corner.
Chance now for the extra points through Olsen Filipina. This is a difficult conversion to equal the scores. Right in the corner. Not a bad kick, but just away to the right. So Great Britain leading by 6-4. And that takes Dane O'Hara's test try tally to 11. He's played more tests than anybody else in this Kiwi side at 26. Looking at the replay from end on, Mark Graham it was that made it, missing out 3 players across to Gary Prome. Prome getting his pass in just in time, and Dane O'Hara dotting it down in the corner. Good finishing. Kiwis in possession on their own 22, running it out. Dean Bell. McGann. Mick Burke to pick it up. Looking around as if to pass, but opts to take the tackle. Great Britain pinned in their own half now. Pinner.
I see a few Great Britain players starting to walk. I wonder if they're just getting a little bit tired already.
Crooks, the kick charge down by Howie Tamati, picked up by Fox and tidied up. The tackle count back to 0. Pinner. Combining excellently with Lee Crooks, Harry Pinner. Fox. Hanley. Fieldhouse. John Fieldhouse ranging out wide. Hanley. Fooling a couple of tacklers. Back to Fox. Fox very short at 5'5", nipping under a couple of hands there. Watkinson. Pinner. Crooks. Crooks can't get the pass up and they've lost possession. Dane O'Hara looking around. Dane Sorensen looking around for support. Howie Tamati. Prome. Friend. Through Arcoy. Filipina. Not being allowed to get the pass away. Wrapped up well by David Watkinson. Arcoy. Right. McGann to Dean Bell. McGann. Friend. Luluai. Friend. A little chip ahead, chasing it up. Pinner back there. He gives it to Burke. Burke almost caught. And eventually stopped.
That was good work by Clayton Friend there, putting a little chip over top and putting plenty of pressure on the Great Britain defence.
Well, it has all the prospects of being an absolutely entertaining match. Whether or not they can continue to play it at this pace is debatable.
Yeah, it's at a really great pace at the moment, this game.
Been fast and furious since the kickoff. Crooks working well with Fox. The combination between Harry Pinner and Lee Crooks has been good. Going wide, that's the kind of passing they can't afford. Joe Lydon picks it up and runs it up, flicking the ball back. Fieldhouse. And still being pinned right back behind their own 22.
That was a good hard tackle there by 3 Kiwis. Mark Graham right in the middle of it again. There's Mark going in there hard again.
Pinner again, putting a lovely pass up. Crooks outside of him. The ball knocked on.
Well, it's certainly an entertaining game here at the moment, Tony.
Drummond. Pinner. Fieldhouse. Tackled by Hugh McGann. Crooks with the kick through. And that finds the line. And the Kiwis now back behind their own 22. "15 minutes gone and Great Britain leading by 6-4. Clayton Friend feeds the scrum. Stolen by Derek Fox. You could hardly call it a tight head for Great Britain. It was hardly even in the scrum. In an attacking position now. Pinner. Tackled by Wright. See how good the Kiwi defence is now. Inside their own 22. Watkinson. Crooks. Myler. Big long miss-out pass to Schofield. Drummond. Running it back around. Pulled down by Elson Filipina. Watkinson.
New Zealand's going to have to move up now and hit them quick before they get running.
Pinner. That's a good bomb. James Lillaway under the ball and loses it in the tackle.
Offside there by Great Britain. We're actually a little bit fortunate there. New Zealand's got to try and get out of their own 25 and get back in their 25 and play rugby league the way they know how to.
Looking at it again, James Lillaway actually held the ball, but Lee Crooks was up offside in hitting him. Would have been a certain try for Great Britain. Dane Sorensen. Friend. Right. Oh, losing possession. Harry Pinner picks it up. Owen Wright trying to get the pass up, but lost it. Fox. Crooks. Lydon. Fox. Pinner. Fieldhouse. Schofield there and picking it up. Dane O'Hara the tackle. Good way.
Well, New Zealand's got to hold them out now. It's very crucial.
Lydon. Oh, Joe. Tony Myler making a good break. Harry Pinner tried to flick the pass over the top. And Great Britain almost in again. Tackle count back to 0. Too far.
Well, Great Britain's putting on plenty of pressure. New Zealand's just going to have to try and get out of their own half, and that's all. They're stuck down here too long now.
Try to get back out of their own half now, the Kiwis. Mark Graham. He bowled John Fieldhouse easy enough, but well wrapped up. Kurt Sorensen running across. Owen Wright making the yardage. Clayton Friend. Dane Sorensen. Good pass back to brother Kurt.
Good running, Kurt Sorensen.
Filipino with a little chip over the top. Myler picks it up. Tackled by Filipino.
Now New Zealand's just got to try and hold them down here.
Potter, who was not the try scorer. I called that incorrectly. It was, in fact, Andy Goodway. Oh, a little bit of a let-off there, and Des Drummond's got space on the wing. Owen Wright can't catch him. Try to come back inside. Clayton Friend over there to cover.
Great covering by Clayton Friend. Had to get back there quickly, and he did so well.
Goodway. Andy Goodway with Schofield about to run off him, but held the ball. Drummond. Fox. Crooks. Pinner. Myler. Just tagged by Elson Filipina. New Zealand possession. Dean Bell. Pulled down by Myler. Owen Wright. Gary Prone. Long pass, bouncing out to Dane O'Hara, but he's caught. The Kiwis having some trouble getting out of their own half.
New Zealand's got to try and settle down and play them in the forwards, I think. They're trying too much to stride around at the moment.
Arcoy obstructed as he tried to come through after that little kick. But the referees let it go. Fox, Pinner. Fox again. The Kiwis getting back on defence now. They're going to have to be tight. Hanley. Good tackle by Kurt Sorensen. Pinner. Ducking and diving, gets the pass back. Hanley can't hold it, it's knocked on. They come back to the earlier infringement.
Yeah, there was a foot trip there by Clayton Friend. Didn't actually touch him, but I think it was just for the attempt.
And Mick Burke has signalled that he'll have a shot.
New Zealand's got to just try and get out of their own half and play them down there. Great Britain's doing what New Zealand was supposed to do in the first 10 minutes.
Well, Ron, this Great Britain side have certainly looked a far superior side than the one was in New Zealand last year.
At the moment, Great Britain are sort of playing as best as I've ever seen them play for years. They're looking very, very sharp.
Harry Pinner and Lee Crooks causing them real problems. Mick Burke now for the extra 2 points that would make it 8-4. Round the corner style. That looks pretty straight. It's bounced off. Back in play. Picked up by Hugh McGann. The Kiwis with a bit of a let-off. So the score remains 6-4 to Great Britain. Arcoy. Sorensen. Dummy, and then putting the pass back to Howie Tamati, but he's wrapped up. Great Britain tackling very, very well indeed. Graham. Owen Wright. Olsen Filipina picking up the pass from Fred Arcoy. Filipina still going, bumping them off, putting Howie Tamati into space, making ground now, right up into Great Britain's half. Good tackle by Mick Burke.
Good work there by Olsen Filipina, made a good break and then on to Howie Tamati. Good work, Kiwis.
Oh, James Luluai running into the line. Off Gary Prome, gives it to Kurt Sorensen. And Dean Bell will go into the corner. Oh, superb try.
Great try by New Zealand, great try.
Absolutely brilliant from their own 22, really where the movement started. Excellent work. Olsen Filipina making the initial break. What a superb piece of play.
That's all the Kiwis have to do is settle down, pass the ball around, and they'll run the Great Britain team off their feet. Great try by Dean Bell.
Just looking at this play by James Luluai, ducking and diving, sidestepping beautifully. Kurt Sorensen inside him, and Kurt Sorensen saw Clayton Friend there, and Dean Bell with the overlap. And Ellery Hanley can't quite catch Dean Bell. He's too determined and gets in the corner beautifully. What a super try. Once again, it's a difficult conversion for Olsen Filipina. And that makes 6 test tries for Dean Bell in just 9 tests. What an exciting game of football this has been. It was always predicted to be a fast, open, running game, and the conditions have certainly allowed that. Another very tough kick for Olsen Filipina. Hasn't quite got the distance, flagged away, so the score remains at 8-6. Just having a look at this try again from end on. James Luluai's running, really. Kurt Sorensen inside and backing up beautifully. Clayton Friend out there to give the pass to Dean Bell. And Dean Bell just running in, finishing nicely in the corner, showing his class. The restart going deep. Dean Bell trapping it with his foot. A little bit of a fumble, but picks it up. He didn't knock it on. And obviously inspired from having scored the try, the Kiwis rampant now. Owen Wright with a long pass to Gary Prome, to Dane O'Hara.
That's a lot better running by the Kiwis now.
Friend, Filipina. Penalty going New Zealand's way for the tackle, and Olsen Filipina, I think, is injured.
Kiwis are looking really good now. They've settled down. It looks like they're going to play some good open rugby league.
2 tries to 1, but 2 missed conversions means the score is 8-6. Olsen Filipina still on the ground. Getting to his feet again, seems to be okay. Kurt Sorensen picking up a pass from Brother Dane.
Kurt's starting to run really well now.
Sorensen. Friend. Looking around, Mark Graham. James Luluai puts the pass back up to Howie Tamati. And just 10 metres short of the Great Britain line now, the Kiwis on attack. McGann. Arcoy to Filipina.
New Zealand's really starting to look dangerous.
Filipina picking it up, playing it himself. McGann. Mark Graham, yes!
Yes!
Oh, that is cohesion for you. Almost telepathic understanding. The pass is being held and coming thick and fast. And the captain, Mark Graham, scoring his 5th test try.
That was excellent work there by the Kiwis, throwing the ball around, and finally Mark Graham scoring the try.
Having a look at it again, Filipina played it himself, put the pass back to McGann. McGann had Graham outside him, and Graham just using his strength and ability to bust through the last two tacklers and putting it down and making a much easier angle now for Olsen Filipina. Well, Ron, I can't see them stopping the Kiwis if they can put the passes together the way they have in the last few minutes.
Oh, the Kiwis at the moment, they're playing really well. They're stringing every pass together and running really hard. Great Britain have got a lot of trouble on their hands, I think.
A good number of Kiwi supporters here. In blocks in the crowd. The crowd has filled up a great deal since the start of the game. A lot of late arrivers. Olsen Filipina, very deliberate kicker. Just a couple of steps for this one. This is where he kicks best. Yes, the points are there. $14 points to 6. New Zealand leading Great Britain. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Kiwis, of course, are going to need very, very strong defence. This is an exciting-looking Great Britain side, and one that will make advantage out of the slightest opportunity. Dean Bell. Friend. Leighton Friend finding a gap, getting just a little ahead of the support. Mark Graham decides to run himself. Oh, beautiful break by Mark Graham, looking around for the support. He's got Kurt Sorensen there, and Dean Bell with Ellery Hanley to beat. Dean Bell still going. Oh, almost another try as quickly as that. The Kiwis right up on attack now with so much confidence. Mark Graham again. The crowd certainly getting their money's worth in this game.
Just seen an elbow going there by Des Drummond to Mark Graham. That wasn't really called for.
He appeared to step through the tackle. Physiotherapist Glenn Gallagher on the field, administering some cold water. He's okay. The referee, Barry Gummerson, was just signalling that it's 5 tackles up on the Kiwis. So Clayton Friend, or was Olsen Filipina, had to go to drop goal. He's missed. Mick Burke running it out.
Olsen had nothing to lose there by trying for the extra 1 point.
Brooks. This Great Britain side looking a little frustrated. One hopes that the tempers won't fray too much. Traditionally, Great Britain-New Zealand test matches have not had the same nastiness in them as perhaps matches between Great Britain and Australia or the Kiwis in Australia. Lee Crooks for the line, which he's found and made 20 metres.
Kiwis are looking really sharp now. Now they've got to hold them out by half-time.
Fox, Fieldhouse. And the crowd roaring for Great Britain. Crooks. Fox, Pinner. Good way. Pinner has the line-up outside him. Myler's there, trying to put the pass up. Des Drummond tidies it up. Fieldhouse. The Kiwi tackling still staunch. Fox. Pinner. Pinner has been the danger man there. Schofield running off him. Caught by Kurt Sorensen. Having a big game. Pinner. Pass going back to nowhere. Watkinson dives on it.
That was a bad mistake by Great Britain. They're losing about 10 metres.
Brooks to Fox. Brooks has a look at getting the pass up, decides not to. Fox. Pinner. Myler. Still gets the pass back, but Harry Pinner's knocked it on. Mark Graham's got a cut on his eye, I think.
To me, that didn't look like offside to me, Tony.
I can't really see it at all. It seemed that Fox dived around onto the ball before it was out of the scrum.
Yeah, I thought it would be Fox who got penalised, not Clayton Friend. Well, New Zealand's just got to hold him out here. That's all they've got to do.
Fieldhouse. 5 minutes remain of the first half. Fox, Pinner. To Crooks. Good way. Going back. Gary Prome trying to dive on the loose ball. This is Des Drummond on the wing. Pulled down by Clayton Friend.
Good tackle by Clayton Friend there.
Myler, Fox. Pinner. Trying to flick it on. The ball knocked on by Andy Goodway, and they'll come back to the scrum.
Yeah, I think Great Britain's getting a little bit excited now on attack. New Zealand's getting up and busting them really well.
They've made 4 mistakes in the last 3 or 4 minutes, really, that have cost them yardage.
Yeah, that shows the team that's a little bit under pressure.
Clayton Friend feeds the scrum, and again it's stolen by Fox. Joe Lydon for the line. Can they stop him? Pulled down just about half a metre short by Hugh McGann. A great cover tackle, but Great Britain right up on the line now. Playing it back. Pinner. A little bit of confusion there. Watkinson.
There was good running there by Lydon.
Pinner. Myler. Schofield outside him, but he's pulled down.
Good hit by Arcoy there.
Good way.
All New Zealand's got to do is hold them out before half-time.
Fox to Pinner. Ellery Hanley picking up the ball beautifully. Ellery Hanley, he must score, yes! Good try for Ellery Hanley.
Bad mistake there by New Zealand. Bad defensive mistake there by New Zealand. Hanley spun out of 3 tackles. It shouldn't have happened. All New Zealand had to do there was hold it up by half-time, but that's the way it goes. Now New Zealand's just going to come back in the second half and show and dominate the game again. All that good work they've done has just been spoiled by a couple of bad tackles.
And it's almost a certainty that this will make it 12. With only a minute or so remaining to half-time. Mick Burke puts the extra points there, 12 points to 14. The Kiwis still ahead by 2. Looking at it from end on, Ellery Hanley plucked the ball from a very difficult place and then spun out of a couple of tackles and was just not able to be caught. Good finishing from Ellery Hanley, the highest paid player, or should I say the highest paid player in Great Britain's league.
Looking forward to a good second half here. It's been a good game right through.
Pinner traps it, running it back up now. Good way. Good hard tackling from the Kiwi forwards. Fox. Little double round with Lee Crooks. Through, down the line, going around for it is James Luluai, but he'll probably run it back. Beats Schofield. Pass back to Dane O'Hara, but Dane O'Hara tackled right as he took the ball by Fieldhouse. The Kiwis back in possession. Kurt Sorensen.
That's the way New Zealand just got to take it up like Kurt did then.
Friend. Gary Prome. Dane O'Hara. Mark Graham. Being hit very high by David Watkinson. Still taking some pulling down. A little slow to get to his feet, Mark Graham. He's going to need the break at half-time. McGann. Drummond. McGann up to make the tackle. Mark Graham is still down. Pinner. Oh, Milo making a break. Andy Goodway. And Joe Lydon out on the wing. Luluai to beat. Just slips over. Caught by Luluai. Bad luck for Great Britain so far. Ellery Hanley's going to try and finish it for him. Right on half-time now. And New Zealand penalised for the tackle.
That's good passing there by Great Britain. New Zealand's put himself under a little bit of pressure there on defence.
Half-time is showing on the clock, so we're in injury time now. I would imagine it will be half-time. Mick Burke with the kick from an easy position. That would equal the scores at half-time. What an exciting game of league. Well, if there has been any dominance territorially, you would have to say it was with the Kiwis, but not by very much. And certainly Great Britain, while they have made mistakes, have capitalised on the few opportunities that have come. They've used the pace out wide, and they've used the excellent combination between Harry Pinner and Lee Crooks and Andy Goodway. Mark Graham is still unwell. Burke with the kick. Just to the right. Bounces back into play. Being contested in midair. And there is the half-time hooter. Continuation of play. Little attempt at a drop goal, but it's not there. And so as they go to the half-time break, a very tight, tense encounter that has been exciting rugby league.
Well, it looks like they've replaced Coy.
Gary Kemble has gone back to fullback. James Luluai has gone to the centres. So this is a tactical change for Graham Lowe. Obviously, the gamble with James Luluai at fullback is not one that he was happy with. So Luluai in the centres, Gary Kemble the fullback.
You see Kevin Tamati warming up. It looks like he might be coming on as well.
Amazing when you can have replacements like Gary Kemble and Kevin Tamati sitting on the benches, something New Zealand hasn't had the benefit of in recent years. Dane O'Hara losing his boot, still going, picked up and dropped by Des Drummond.
Strong tackle there by Drummond.
Prome flicks it back to Friend. Friend still looking to get the pass up, even in two tackles. Tamati waiting. Owen Wright.
That's all New Zealand has to do. Just keep going forward.
Kurt Sorensen. Friend, Filipina. Luluai. We'll see if he is more effective in the centres than he was at fullback. Prome. To McGann. McGann looking to kick, puts it back to Luluai. Crooks under it. Scrum to go down, 10 metres inside the Great Britain 22.
Kevin Tamati's coming on.
Who's he replacing? Mark Graham it is, the injured Mark Graham going off and Kevin Tomedy on. So New Zealand's 2 replacements, both on the paddock. Mark Graham getting an enormous ovation from the crowd as he comes off. He certainly wasn't right at the end of the first half. A couple of big hits on him and being recognised for his immense class by the crowd here at Headingley. A very knowledgeable crowd. And isn't it wonderful to have replacements like Gary Campbell and Kevin Tomedy to be able to bring on?
Well, it's great to have replacements like that, but Mark must be pretty sick to go on. Mark's not that type of guy that'll just walk off the field, so he must have taken a big knock early. It's going to be interesting now to see what happens with Mark going off being the leader. Because Mark was running really strongly there in the first half. He set up that first try.
Kevin Tomedy wasn't included in the original team because he's been carrying a slight injury. Kurt Sorensen. Oh, nice ball back. Clayton Friend ducking and diving. Kiwis right up on attack now, 10 metres out.
Kurt Sorensen, another good run by Kurt.
Kevin Tomedy. Playing it himself and being brought back for it.
Well, there was a silly little mistake there. It might have cost the Kiwis. Takes Great Britain straight off pressure.
Kevin Tomedy playing in his 22nd test.
New Zealand's just got to get up and hit him over, keep him down here. Good tackle by the Sorensens.
Fox, Finner. He's been the danger man in this Great Britain side, setting up the play for them. Crooks puts the pass back to Fox. Well covered. Lee Crooks looks injured.
That was a good hit by Kevin Tomedy there on Lee Crooks. Great Britain's actually starting to look a little bit shaky.
Hugh McGann contesting the ball there. Myler, Hanley. Ellery Hanley needs to be wrapped up very, very closely in the back line. He can make a try out of nothing. Little chip through from Pinner. They've lost possession. Clayton Friend picks it up. Good pass. Gary Campbell, first touch of the ball. Prone. Bumping off 2 tacklers, Gary Prone. Eventually being brought down by 3. Looking very fired up. Dane O'Hara to Kurt Sorensen. Good hit by Fieldhouse. Tomedy.
That was a big hit there by Fieldhouse.
Dane Sorensen. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Kevin Tomedy.
This is a telling time in a test, his first 10 minutes in the second half.
Luluai. Good pass to Prone. Prone has Dane O'Hara outside him. O'Hara for the corner. Just about half a metre short. And he's out.
Good tackle there by Burke, but also it was good work by the Kiwis getting the ball out there wide.
Well, it seems they're still prepared to fling it around, and it looks like it might work for them. Dane O'Hara wearing a big white stripe across his body now from being pushed across the sideline. Clayton Friend steals the ball. Kiwis possession. 10 metres out. McGann. Finding the defence at 6s and 7s. Decides to have a go himself. Dane Sorensen.
New Zealand looks as if they're building up a move here.
Still just a metre short. I think they'll play it wide to the right. Friend. Filipina. Oh, just trying to flick the pass back in. It looked like it went forward.
A little unlucky there. Clayton saw the gap and had a go. That's what New Zealand's got to do, is take their chances.
Clayton Friend started to come back into something of the form we saw of him against Australia in the 3rd test. That's Howie Tamati on the ground.
We can't afford to lose Howie this time of the game. It's the only hooker we've got on the side.
I wonder if they're going to rearrange that scrum and put Kevin Tamati up at prop and Kurt back to the 2nd row.
Well, we'll have to wait and see after the scrum, see how it's working.
Great Britain ball, Pinner. Great Britain starting to tighten things up a little now.
That's good defence by New Zealand.
Fox. Lee Crooks taking the ball up almost every time. He's done a tremendous amount of work. He's had a good season in Sydney. Fieldhouse. Fox. Potter.
It's good tackling there by Owen Wright.
Pinner. This time wrapped up. Hugh McGann trying to take the ball and all. Myler. Hanley with no space to move. Dean Bell up on him very quickly. Myler again. Pushing off one tackler. But the Kiwis giving them no space whatever. 5 tackles on Great Britain now. Here comes the kick. Gary Kemble sizing it up and running it up. McGann. Howie Tamati's okay. Kevin Tamati.
I think all New Zealand's got to do is hold on to the ball and keep it tight.
Friend. He seems to find it so easy to find the gaps, Clayton Friend. Owen Wright. Kevin Tamati. O'Hara outside him, flicks it to O'Hara. O'Hara zips back inside, but they've been brought back. Referee Barry Gummersall signalling a forward pass. It didn't look forward, but our angle's not very good.
No, it's not. We haven't got a good angle, but it didn't look forward to me. It looked like Dane had run onto the ball. Didn't look like he hit it forward at all.
So Great Britain back in possession, but on their 22 line.
New Zealand's definitely looking the stronger side at the moment.
Fieldhouse. They really are being given no space at all, Great Britain. And that's the only way the Kiwis will beat them. Holding it tight. Fox. Still flicking the pass back. Watkinson. Eventually pulled to the ground, loses the ball. Hugh McGann picks it up and the tackle count back to 0. Kevin Tamati. Kurt Sorensen. Hugh McGann. See what the Kiwis can do with their 5 remaining tackles. Dane Sorensen.
Dane's been strong all day, just taking it up the middle. That's all they want to do.
Friend. Right. Still getting the pass out to Kevin Tamati. A big line-up now for the Kiwis. Friend, Filipina, Luluai. Good tackle by Lee Crooks. Kemble. Being contested by Hugh McGann in the air, but it goes Great Britain's way. Crooks.
New Zealand's got to stop them before they run too far like that.
Pinner. Back inside nicely. Olsen Filipina being an opportunist. Picks up the ball and possession for the Kiwis again. Nothing going right for Great Britain at the moment. Kevin Tamati.
Huey McGann's slowly getting back in position. He took a bad knock over there before. Hope he's all right.
Friend. Sorensen. Tamati. Friend. Missing out Filipina. Luluai can't pick it up. Gary Prone does. Prone flicking the pass back. Owen Wright tidies it up.
A little bit of sloppy plays creeping in here.
Friend. Showing amazing balance, Clayton Friend. Those little probing runs, they always make him yardage. Filipina with the kick. Chasing it up. Burke under it and safe. Kevin Tamati shaping up. Fox. Potter. Kiwis keeping this tackling hard. They're just giving them nowhere to go. Myler. He's into space, Myler. Trying to set something up out wide for Des Drummond, and Des Drummond's away. Gary Kemble to beat. Kemble gets him by the legs. Drummond's up again and going. A good covering tackle from Dane O'Hara coming right across from the other side. Oh, Des Drummond was nearly in then. Fieldhouse, Myler, Fox, and the crowd roaring for a try. Good way, tackled by Hugh McGann. Des Drummond still on the ground.
Well, Great Britain had New Zealand 6s and 7s there. A little bit fortunate there. Good tackle by Kemble.
The break initially made by Tony Myler. New Zealand audiences will have seen Tony Myler in New Zealand in '84, but then he was injured. He is a superb player and back to full fitness now. Now the penalty. Looking at it again, Des Drummond racing down the wing. Kemble coming across to pick him up. Just managed to get his legs to ankle tap him. When he got up again, Dane O'Hara came screaming across from the other side and pulled him to ground. And now Mick Burke with a chance to equal the scores. Relatively easy kick for Mick Burke. The flags are up and the scores are equal. 14-all.
Well, we'll look at a real good game on our hands now. New Zealand's got to keep down, pin them down in their own half and keep them there and score tries. That's what they've got to do.
Mick Burke, a super kicker. A very, very safe player under the high ball. Olsen Filipina will restart. Kevin Tamati, since he came on the field, has been everywhere, covering an enormous amount of ground. This is where the Kiwis have got to keep Great Britain right down in their own half.
This is where the fitness is going to tell by both sides.
David Hume is on for Great Britain, number 15.
Howie's down.
Myler. Rather dangerous tackle from Kevin Tamati, but it didn't work anyway. And now Myler's in a gap. Clayton Friend, the tackler again. Ellery Hanley chasing it up. Gary Kemble safe and tidies up the ball for them. And the Kiwis in possession. A little slow to get back on defence.
Well, it's all Great Britain at the moment.
Luluai. The big chant coming, Great Britain, from the crowd. They really have taken the play in this second half to the Kiwis. Kick from McGann, right down for Mick Burke, but it's out.
Excellent kick there by Hugh McGann. That's taken a little bit of pressure off New Zealand.
This Kiwi side have used their 15 players. Howie Tamati not looking too well. A little slow to get up from the last couple of tackles. Great Britain penalised for the scrum feed. They don't appear to enforce the new rule over here at all, which states that you must roll the ball along the ground into the scrum. They still seem to throw it from knee height. But on that occasion, Derek Fox penalised. Owen Wright for the line. And now a great opportunity for the Kiwis. Dane Sorensen turning it back to Kurt Sorensen. What a big game Kurt Sorensen has had.
Oh, excellent game by Kurt.
Friend, Kevin Tamati. Howie Tamati back to Hugh McGann. 12 metres out now. Dane Sorensen. Howie Tamati waiting. Friend. Right. Back inside to Kurt Sorensen. Kurt Sorensen, will he make the line? Yes! They've given him the try. Oh, what a super try.
Excellent running there by Kurt. He's been having a strong game all day and he got rewarded with that strong run there. Good try.
Just reward for Kurt Sorensen. And that is his first test try. Having played in 14 tests, this is his 15th. Just reward for a superb game from Kurt Sorensen.
Now they've got to just keep Great Britain down there in their half and play rugby league. That's where we're going to beat them. Good try by Kurt.
Just looking at it from front on. Howie Tamati flicked it back. Dane Sorensen took it up. Turning in the tackle. And from Dane Sorensen's play the ball, Howie Tamati again flicks the pass up. Friend to right. Owen Wright turning it back for Kurt Sorensen, running at the other angle and just using sheer strength and bumping his way through in 2 tackles. Mick Burke and John Fieldhouse both had him, but enough strength to get across the line. And this an easier one for Olsen Filipaina to convert. Bouncing off. You can't get much closer than that, but the score remains at 18-14. And that will give the Kiwis some confidence. The Sorensen brothers have run strongly all day. Dane has been taking the ball up, Kurt ranging out a little wide. The ball didn't go 10 metres.
That was a stupid mistake there by Great Britain. Very silly mistake this time of the game. Put New Zealand straight back on attack.
Olsen Filipaina came racing up, looking to pick the ball up, waiting till it had just gone across that 10-metre line, but it didn't make it. So Owen Wright for the line. And he makes 20 metres. Dane Sorensen. Owen Wright. Luluai. Filipaina outside him. Right again. Kevin Tamati. Friend. Kurt Sorensen. Owen Wright. The crowd think the pass was forward. It certainly looked as if it was at least straight. Dane Sorensen. 5 tackles. So the kick this time from Clayton Friend. The bomb. He's got to be accurate. Mick Burke taking it very safely indeed.
Yeah, good take by Burke. You see Hugh McGann got a slight checker as he's coming through.
David Hume, well held by the Tamati cousins. Fieldhouse. Kicked through, Gary Kemble going around for it. Picks it up nicely, has Dane O'Hara in support. Flicks it to O'Hara. O'Hara caught. Good tackle from Andy Goodway. Frome. Still getting that pass back. Luluai.
Looks a little bit breezy on top at the moment, the ground. A few of the players are starting to slip over.
Yeah, it felt very hard and firm when we had a walk on it before the game, but obviously it's just a little slippery on the top. Right. Oh, flicking up the ball and going to the wrong player.
Bad mistake there by Aaron Wright. He should have just taken the tackle.
Goodway. Andy Goodway doesn't look to be running too freely.
I think one of the boys got sorted him out just straight after half-time.
Hanley. Hume.
Great Britain just starting to look a little bit sluggish at the moment.
They're not running onto the ball at anything like the same speed as they were. Pinner. The Fox. James Luluai coming through trying to steal it. The tackle count back to 0. There's Drummond. Fieldhouse. Big pass over the top to Mick Burke, caught by Dean Bell.
Good spot tackle there by Dean Bell.
Goodway. Fox. Pinner. Pinner looking around. Potter there. And Kurt Sorensen comes up with the ball for the Kiwis, running it himself. Well, that's really quite unnecessary from David Watkinson.
Kirk can take every bit of that.
Tamati flicks it up. Hugh McGann and another fairly high tackle, that time from Fieldhouse. Hugh McGann slow to get up, understandably. Dane Sorensen. The big pass over the top to Brome. Brome stood up by Des Drummond. Gives it to Filipina. Filipina slipping over as well. O'Hara.
Looks like Hugh McGann's not too well there. Glenn Gallagher's come on the field again.
Kevin Tamati putting that pass back. Gary Kemble losing it in the tackle. Yes, Hugh McGann's a little dazed, anxious to get back into the play, but it was a high tackle from John Fieldhouse.
I think New Zealand's just got to get the ball and hold on to it. It's only 15 minutes to go.
Seems like a little frustration is starting to show with this Great Britain side. Fox to feed the scrum. Goes Great Britain's way. Kevin Tamati coming around very, very quickly. Myler. Coming wide, Great Britain. Fox. That time, Kurt Sorensen being penalised for bringing the arm under in the tackle.
There's Fox receiving a little bit of attention from two of the biggest men on the field.
Well, it's really unforgivable, that kind of play. But I think if anybody has started it, Great Britain did.
Well, those head-eye tackles just earlier on Hugh McGann and Kurt Sorensen would have led to that sort of happening.
David Watkinson's very high hit. Watkinson, Fieldhouse, getting through Dane Sorensen. Watkinson again. time it's Kevin Tamati being penalised for the tackle. He's been sin bin for use of an elbow.
Well, that's a big blow for New Zealand with only...
That's what New Zealand can ill afford, is a player short. Looking at it again, David Watkinson. This is the tackle that they were talking about, and that was the offence.
Well, it didn't look that harsh to me, what he had done.
Joe Lydon puts the points on the board. 18 points to 16.
Well, we've got a real game on our hands with about 10 minutes to go here, Tony.
Can the Kiwis hold them out? Just 2 points the difference. They're really going to need an inspirational performance now with one man short.
That's what Kiwis are all made of.
Referee Barry Gummersill, when he sent Kevin Tamati to the sideline, signalled 5 minutes. There is 10 minutes remaining in the match. Kevin Tamati has disappeared off the side, so we'll have to wait and see if he's allowed to come back on again. Fieldhouse. They're going to have to tackle strongly now, the Kiwis, and keep it tight. Great Britain will be looking to make advantage out of the one-man extra that they have, which should give them an overlay. Myler standing up, 2 men. Fieldhouse. Schofield. And Dane O'Hara, should I say, takes him head on. Drummond. Fox. Caught by Prome. Good pass to Gary Kemble. Kemble caught by Hanley. Dane Sorensen. Howie Tamati. Kurt Sorensen waiting. Friend. Luluai. James Luluai trying to pull a little bit of magic out of the bag.
Well, I think the next try of this game will seal it.
Friend. A classic case there of David Hume coming across the top. Dane O'Hara. 10 minutes remain in the match. Now they're coming thick and fast, these big swishes across the top from Great Britain. Clayton Friend with the kick. Drummond. There's Drummond running freely. Gets the pass back. Hume. Hanley can't be caught. James Luluai racing back to try and catch Hanley, but he's going to run away. Gary Kemble is back there. Back into Joe Lydon, and Lydon will score right under the posts. The crowd has gone absolutely wild. Great Britain making advantage out of the Kiwis with one man short. Ellery Hanley making the gap and beating Dean Bell. The big lofted pass over the top. And Joe Lydon there to capitalise.
Bad defence there by New Zealand. That should never have happened. 2 players went for Hanley and both missed him. Bad defence. Now New Zealand's going to have to go.
Well, we'll see now what the Kiwis are made of. Can they come back with one man short? trying to convert his own try. And it's there. 22-18.
Well, this last few minutes is going to be good.
Have another look at this. Hume out to Hanley. Now Ellery Hanley pushing off Dean Bell. James Luluai couldn't catch him. He dived at him desperately, but Hanley just running away from him. Gary Kemble came across and got his man, but by that time the lofted pass had come across and Joe Lydon chasing up beautifully, dotted down under the posts. New Zealand being really stretched.
New Zealand's just missing too many tackles here at the moment. They've got to get up and knock them over.
Hanley. Only 7 minutes remain in the match. Great Britain leading the Kiwis 22-18. Kurt Sorensen looking really fired up now.
Well, Kiwis have got their chance now.
They've got possession. Friend. Filipina. Dean Bell. Bell trying to make the gap himself. Friend. Dane Sorensen. Well, if in fact Barry Gummersill did signal Kevin Tamati to the sin bin, yes, he has. Kevin Tamati is back on the field. So the Kiwis back at full strength. Big pass out. Dean Bell. James Luluai stepping back inside. The little chip through. Picked up on the way back. And the Kiwis in possession again. Full tackle count again. Filipina. They should be able to score from here.
New Zealand's got to score.
Oh, that was Kurt Sorensen setting up Kevin Tamati for a run. Howie Tamati trying to bust his way through. A metre short of the line now. They really need this try. Filipina.
New Zealand standing just a little bit flat there.
5 tackles now. Comes back to Friend for the kick. The little bomb put up. Has it gone too far? Burke is under it, and it's too far. 5 minutes remain in the match. The Kiwis desperately in need of a try. Down by 22-18. A converted try will do it for them. Hume.
See Dean Bell's come into the centres. James Luluai's out on the wing.
Minor change in the back line. Trying to get some more penetration by bringing Dean Bell in. Kevin Tamati ranging out wide. Fieldhouse. Bad ball picked up by Myler.
Myler's having a good game.
He's really had an excellent game at standoff. Pinner well wrapped up. 5 tackles on Great Britain now, so the kick to come. Should go to Fox. Does. Fox with the kick. Shallow one. Dane O'Hara going back for it. O'Hara runs it up. Bouncing out of the first tackle and getting away from Drummond. Pushing Drummond off. Excellent fin. Back to Gary Prome. Prome has possession. Dean Bell. The pass up to Clayton Friend. And they've made the ground right back up again. Back on attack now, the Kiwis. Dean Bell to right. Back to Sorensen. A lovely pass to James Lillywhite. He must score. Oh, what a superb setup.
Great work by New Zealand. Great work by Kurt Sorensen. That's the try we needed.
What a match this has been. I'm almost hoarse. I can't believe the excitement there has been in this match.
Great game. It's been a great game.
And
Good
if they're
work.
dishing out Man of the Match awards, I think I give mine right now to Kurt Sorensen.
By a mile. It was good work by Dana Hara up the left flank here, taking the ball up, moving into Gary Prom, and then the Kiwis all just spread out and pass out. Great work, Kiwis.
Looking at it again. Dean Bell with a quick pass. Owen Wright turning it back. Kurt Sorensen making the break, and a beautiful pass, just flicking it round in front of him. And James Luluwai there to capitalise. Right under the posts. An easy place for Olsen Filipina to put the extra 2 points on and put them back in front. The score's level with 3 minutes to go. 22 all. A very, very important kick here for Olsen Filipina. That was James Luluwai's 14th test try. The extra points are there, and the Kiwis go ahead. Just 2 minutes remain in the game now. James Luluwai, the leading try scorer in this test side, takes his tally to 14 in 21 tests. Now the Kiwis only have to hold them out. Superb work. They just raised the whole level another peg. Good tackle by Andy Goodway on Kevin Tamati. Tamati is injured.
That was a big hit on Kevin Tamati. A big hit. What New Zealand's got to do is get the ball back, kick it down and pin him down there. That's all they've got to do.
Dane Sorensen fumbling but managing to hold the ball. Owen Wright. Clayton Friend. Kurt Sorensen. Good pass back to Friend. Five tackles on the Kiwis. Goes back to Owen Wright for the kick. Ellery Hanley up on him very quickly, and Owen Wright was hurt in that charge. Mick Burke running it back for them. Owen Wright's injured his leg. Hume. 40 minutes showing on the clock. The hooter will go any minute. We're in injury time. The Kiwis leading by just 2 points. What an amazing comeback.
Oh, great comeback, Tony. Unbelievable.
Oh, this is the stuff that classic tests are made of. Everybody predicted a high-scoring match, but nobody knew who was going to win by how much.
And it still hasn't finished yet.
Myler. Ball knocked from his hand. Schofield picks it up. Des Drummond can't pick it up quickly enough. Going back inside, try to beat Dane O'Hara. O'Hara eventually gets his man and brings him to ground. And the final hooter is gone. And the Kiwis are absolutely elated. What a phenomenal comeback. One of the great test matches of all time. The Kiwis down and looking beaten when Kevin Tamati was off the field and they were one man short. Great Britain capitalising and scoring a try, taking advantage of that one man short. And the Kiwis immediately, Kevin Tamati came back on the field looking like winners again and dragging themselves up by the toenails. What a superb comeback. The final score, just 2 in New Zealand's favour, but it doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2 or 10. They've won the test and they've won the opening match of a 3-match series, which really puts them on top. 24-22. And Ron O'Regan, after our criticism at the end of the first half about the lack of defence, what a phenomenal comeback by the Kiwis.
Oh, it was exceptional. Unbelievable the way the Kiwis come back. With 6 minutes to go, I'd written the Kiwis off. I didn't think Great Britain would surrender that lead, but That's what the Kiwis done it, and that's it. We won, and that's what we wanted to do.
Have you ever seen a Kiwi side look more determined and fired up than that? They just had it written all over their faces that a try was on the way.
Well, I think they could sense it, but where it was coming from, and it come from the man I thought had a great game, was Kurt Sorensen. He's had an exceptional game.
Now here comes the haka. My man of the match, without any doubt at all, would be Kurt Sorensen. One of the strongest matches I've seen him have for many years. An excellent game by Kurt. They all played well. It was a great game. Here's what the Kiwis are famous for. Led by Howie and Kevin Tamati, the cousins, the victory haka. Drowned out by the enormous crowd and photographers that surround them. A tremendously courageous comeback from the Kiwis. As Ron has said, they really looked beaten with about 5 or 6 minutes to go. But they managed to get the resolve together, and I have never seen a Kiwi side with so much determination on their faces. They really looked to a man as though there was a try coming from somewhere, and it literally came out of the blue. Kurt Sorensen, who has toiled all day and has had a superb game, managing to make it for them, to put the passes together, to put them in a position where they could score the try, and that really is the best Kiwi side I have seen in action for many years. I'm sure they will take confidence from that. Well, we're going back to the studio and to Peter Williams now. I don't know about you, Peter Williams, but it's a long time since I've seen a New Zealand performance that I was as proud of as that.
Indeed, Tony. What has also been announced in New Zealand today is that the New Zealand Rugby League team are finalists in the New Zealand Sportsman of the Year award. So this win will certainly enhance their chances of winning that most prestigious award. Just one point you may like to comment on from this distance: that last pass from Sorensen to James Luluai looked suspiciously forward from this distance. What's your feeling about it over there?
Well, it's very difficult to tell, Peter, in a lot of the passes where a player is running onto the ball, particularly if it's someone like James Luluai, because when they run onto the ball, they're moving at such pace that a little slipped pass can look forward or look straight. And often it's difficult to tell, but these players are professionals. They know exactly what a forward pass will cost them, and they would know at a moment like that it would cost them the match. And there are a lot of cases where referees have ruled passes forward. You'll remember against Australia, there were several of them that were really quite debatable, and New Zealand were denied tries. And I've had several discussions on that subject with people like Kevin Tamati, who are full-time professional players. They know when a pass is forward, they know what it costs them, and they know that slipping a pass in the manner to a man running onto the ball like that often can look flat or forward when in fact it is a genuinely acceptable pass.
All right, well, thank you for explaining that, Tony. One other point you may like to comment on: it has of course been a quite remarkable year for rugby league. The game has become so popular after that series against Australia here. This game that we've just watched has also been seen live in Great Britain, I believe, for perhaps the first time ever during the BBC's Grandstand Saturday afternoon sports program. A match like this is certainly going to do no end of good for the good of the code worldwide.
Yes, I can only see it doing good. When we came here and looked at the pitch today, it was obvious that we were going to get a running game. And when you looked at the two teams on paper, it was obvious that given an inch to move, that Great Britain would be very dangerous indeed. That proved to be the case. Everybody was picking a score of around, say, 28-25 or 22-24. And as it turned out, that was the case. I know that the excitement is certainly here. I've been sitting alongside the BBC's commentator, Ray French, whom you may remember from being in New Zealand last year, and he was as excited as I was. Everybody sitting up here on the BBC stand has been standing, and really the atmosphere is absolutely electric at this park. Certainly nobody could complain. Nobody could complain about a lack of entertainment, and that, I think, is the key word, is that rugby league has become so entertaining that people can't help but watch it.
Indeed, Tony, thank you very much for those comments, and thank you also to your offsider there this morning, Ron O'Regan. I think we're looking at the stages of the match.
Crooks. He's had an enormous season in Sydney. Harry Pinner with a yard to move in. Fieldhouse almost given a gap. And Great Britain right on attack now. Pinner with the bomb. James Lillaway in a bit of a mix-up, and that's a try for Great Britain.
He's given them a try, but I think it was a knock-on.
Well, a real mix-up between Hugh McGann and James Lillaway under that high ball. Early blood for Great Britain. Filipina finding a gap. Dummying and going back the other way.
Nice dummy by Elson Filipina then.
Graham out wide to Prome, and right on the wing is Dane O'Hara, and he's in the corner.
Good try, O'Hara. Great try. Good pass from Gary Prome. That's better work from the Kiwis.
Olsen, Filipina picking up the pass from Fred Arcoy. Filipina still going, bumping them off, putting Howie Tamati into space, making ground now, right up into Great Britain's half. Good tackle by Mick Burke.
Good work there by Olsen Filipina. Made a good break and then on to Howie Tamati. Good work, Kiwis.
Oh, James Lillaway running into the line. Off Gary Prome, gives it to Kurt Sorensen. And Dean Bell will go in the corner. Oh, superb try.
Great try by New Zealand. Great try.
Absolutely brilliant from their own 22. McGann. Arcoy to Filipina.
New Zealand's really starting to look dangerous.
Filipina picking it up, playing it himself. McGann. Mark Graham, yes!
Yes!
Oh, that is cohesion for you. Almost telepathic understanding.
All New Zealand's got to do is hold them out before half-time.
Fox to Pinner. Ellery Hanley picking up the ball beautifully. Ellery Hanley, he must score, yes! Good try for Ellery Hanley. Looking at it from end on, Ellery Hanley plucked the ball from a very difficult place and then spun out of a couple of tackles and was just not able to be caught. Myler. He's into space, Myler. Trying to set something up out wide for Des Drummond, and Des Drummond's away. Gary Kemble to beat. Kemble gets him by the legs. Drummond's up again and going. A good covering tackle from Dane O'Hara coming right across from the other side. Oh, Des Drummond was nearly in then. Fieldhouse, Myler, Fox, and the crowd roaring for a try. Good way, tackled by Hugh McGann. Des Drummond still on the ground. Yes, the flags are up and the scores are equal. 14 all.
Well, we'll look at a real good game on our hands now.
Howie Tamati waiting. Friend. Right. Back inside to Kurt Sorensen. Kurt Sorensen, will he make the line? Yes! They've given him the try. Oh, what a super try. Clayton Friend with the kick. Drummond. There's Drummond running freely. Gets the pass back. Hume. Hanley. Hanley can't be caught. James Lillaway racing back to try and catch Hanley, but he's going to run away. Gary Kemble is back there. Back into Joe Lydon, and Lydon will score right under the posts. The crowd has gone absolutely wild. O'Hara runs it up. Bouncing out of the first tackle and getting away from Drummond, pushing Drummond off. Excellent fin, back to Gary Prome. Prome has possession, Dean Bell. The pass up to Clayton Friend. And they've made the ground right back up again. Back on attack now, the Kiwis. Dean Bell to right, back to Sorensen. A lovely pass to James Lillaway, and he must score!
Yahoo, what a try, but was that pass forward? Well, the referee said it was legal, and James Lillaway went round under the post. Olsen Filipina kicked the conversion from straight in front to give the Kiwis the win by 24 points to 22 and put them up by 1-0 in this three-match series. Well, I believe that Tony Palmer has gone down from his commentary position into the Kiwi dressing room to try and track down a naturally jubilant Kiwi coach, Graham Lowe. So we'll just see what kind of pictures we can get from under the stands at Headingley now, and just find out whether or not Tony has been able to get Graham Lowe from, I imagine, a very large band of Kiwi well-wishers. So now let's take those pictures live from Headingley and just see what is going to eventuate under the stand at Headingley. Nothing just as yet by the looks of things. A reminder that this is a Television New Zealand 24-hour transmission. We won't be closing down after this rugby league broadcast, because there's a couple of movies coming up due to start very soon, as Man at the Top, and then at 4:30 the Culpeper Cattle Company, and that takes us through until 6 o'clock this morning, when there'll be more sport for you. The Dunhills Cup. Tony, it's yours.
Graham, we've seen a number of courageous performances from Kiwi sides before. Have you ever seen anything to match that?
No, I don't think so. I think every game's special, but that one, you know, that was one of the greatest feats I've ever seen of a New Zealand side, of total courage and commitment.
Have you got any fingernails left?
I don't think I've got anything left.
When Kevin Tamati got sent off with about, 10 minutes to go, and he got sin bin for 5 minutes, did you think it was all gone then?
No, to me the boys showed in the first half that they had the character to win the match, because we went through quite a number of times of 11, 12, 13 tackles on end, and Great Britain couldn't score against us. They only scored sort of from broken play, so I knew we had the character in the side to be able to maintain our line, and we just needed a bit of luck.
What did you say at half-time? There seemed to be some defensive lapses there in the first half.
Well, I think the main lapses just came through sheer tiredness. The guys were just tackling. You know, they'd go through one lot of tackles and then someone would touch the ball and we'd have to do it again. So I just said to them at half-time that I felt that they had the game if they were prepared to put in the same sort of effort with a little bit more in the second half, because it was a very hard 40 minutes they had to face first up.
You've often been an advocate of the game being entertaining. Do you think it would be possible to organise a more entertaining game than the one we've just seen?
I don't know if it was entertaining or not, Tony. It was sheer hell for me to sit through, I can tell you that. And all the blokes on the sideline, everyone was feeling it just the same as the players. But I hope it was entertaining, because we're in the entertainment business, but coaches are in the winning business, and that's what we went out to do.
How's Mark Graham?
Mark's not too well at all. He's at this stage it looks like he might have damaged his cheekbone, and also he's got something torn in his leg as well. Mark had a tremendous first half, and I just hope for his sake and for the teams that he's able to face up for the next test. But at this stage he looks a hell of a mess.
Does it bother you that a player of Mark's ability, obviously of that ability, seems to be a marked man every time he walks on the paddock?
I don't think that he was marked, well, extra, marked today. I think it was just the way that things went, and it was just unfortunate.
We picked our man of the match as Kurt Sorensen. Would you go along with that?
Well, I could name another 12 as well, but Kurt's a game breaker, and he showed today that he put the game in the bag for us. But I think his brother Dane had a top effort as well. But I couldn't name any individual.
Graham, thanks for entertaining us.
Thanks very much to you, and good luck to everyone in New Zealand.
Indeed, we are very pleased that you have been able to entertain us so much this morning, Graham Lowe. Coach of the Kiwis, winners over Great Britain in the first test at Headingley. It leads by 24 points to 22. James Luluai scoring the match-tying try in the last couple of minutes. Olsen Filipaina kicking the conversion from straight in front.